Good evening all and welcome to another video. It's Saturday night, which means it's craft beer night, and the one we're going for tonight is this one. It is Siren's Surface Waves California Pale Ale. And it is a California Pale Ale, shockingly. And it weighs in at 5.1% ABV, and it says on the back of the can that our fresh California Pale is crisp and clean drinking with a malt base more than happy to show off the hops. Simcoe Centennial and Equinox produce punchy grapefruit aromas, tropical fruit notes in abundance, and a vibrant piney finish with resinous bitterness. Great at the beach, great on the sofa. Keep cold, serve cool, drink fresh. Things in there that I love. I love pine resin in a beer. I love resinous bitterness with all that I am, really. It's my favourite thing about a pale ale, or indeed any kind of beer. I love a piney resinous bitterness finish. It's wonderful. It's delicious. And, of course, Simcoe Centennial are really nice hops. Equinox I can take or leave. But, you know, if it fits and it works, happy days. So before I waffle endlessly, we're going to get it out into a glass after admiring the can artwork. It's really quite cool and funky. You look up close, it's kind of sea and the waves and crashing and all sorts of stuff. And yeah, it's great. I love the artwork. So we're going to pour into the glass, and it's my Tiny Rebel 7th birthday glass because they collaborated with Siren. So I try to keep it relevant where I can. So the pour is very pale, a little bit of haze, and a decent head. So that's our beer in a glass. It's a nice colour. It's a little bit orangey, a little bit of haze, good off-white head, about a finger and a half, verging on 2 fingers worth. Looks nice. I like it. Yeah, quite pleased with that. Let's have a whiff. I'm getting tropical. Getting stone fruit. Getting something a little sharp. I'm not getting much grapefruit, which I'm not unhappy about. I'm not the biggest lover of grapefruit, but if it says it's there, I'd like to find it. But yeah, tropical stone fruit. I like. It's a little bit on the sharper side, which is always a nice thing. And yeah, so it looks good. It smells pretty decent, actually. Just going for a taste. Cheers. That is right up my alley. You get the grapefruit on the flavour, and you get the bitterness, and you get a slight bit of pine resin. It's not overly bitter on the back end though. There's a little bit, but it's not massive. Mouthfeel is excellent. It's kind of soft and smooth, medium weight on the body. Carbonation is light. It works really nicely with beer though. But that bitterness is amazing. It's not too much, it's not too little, it's just right. It is grapefruit. It's that pithy bitterness, when you get that unpleasant kind of inner rind on the citrus fruit. No matter what one it is, it's that kind of thing. The tropical fruits that are present on the nose are a little bit less obvious here, but it's dominated by the grapefruit and the bitterness. And I like it a lot. I do. I was hoping for a little bit more orange in there though, just to bring a little bit of something. There is some orange, of course. I just want a bit more of it and maybe a little stickiness. I think everyone knows where I'm going. Like that true West Coast vibe. It's nice. I like it. The finish is bitter, but not as resinous as I was hoping. It's a nice hoppy bitterness. And they talk about letting the hops do the work and the malts just sit there in the background. That is true, but the malts are not shy. They are there. They're supportive. They're not robust, but they're balanced. There was a beer. I think it was 4 Pure. I may be wrong. Yeah, it was 4 pure, I'm sure of it. And it had that similar kind of West Coast vibe, that bitterness that was just sitting there, and that went off the shelves. I know plenty of people will love the fact that a 4 pure beers disappeared from the shelves, but that was a good beer, and it's got similar vibes, and I really liked that. Reminds me of it. It's a good, bitter West Coast thing. I like a lot. So we're going to give it some points. But before we give it some points, and points always mean prizes, we're going to go to the Aid Memoir from Untapped, which says there have been about 3,900 check-ins, and a pretty decent average is 3.59 for surface waves across the Untapped collective hive mind. My scoreboard of joy, however, is currently void of points, and we shall correct that now. And we're going to give it some points, starting with the looks of the beer. Let's just finish off with those last little bits I couldn't get in. Well, we have got some sediment. That's a shame. I didn't pour it too carefully. But what the hell, it tastes good. So the beer, it's a nice colour. It's got that West Coast thing. It's got that orange look. It's a little bit of haze, not too much. And a nice off-white head that has faded a bit, but we'll forgive it for that. It's a good-looking beer, apart from the sediment that I've just poured in. But that's my issue. It's not the beer. The beer looks good. I'm going to give it the full points because it works. It fits the style nicely. It's got the one. And the aroma, the first mega important bit, is good. It has got tropical aromas going on. Stone fruits, pineapple. The mango is quite obvious in there, but it's hidden. I get orange on the taste, but I don't get it on the nose. And I don't get the grapefruit that they promise. Let me just check myself there. Yeah, punchy grapefruit aromas. I get the tropical notes in abundance, but I don't get the punchy grapefruit. I get that on the flavour though. And when I sit back and think about it, I'm critical of the fact that it's not there, but you get a difference. You get the aroma, then you get a different taste. I like that. So I'm not going to be too judgmental. It's definitely not there on the nose. I really like it. Is it perfect? Almost. I'm going to give it the 0.75. It's got the aromas. They're just a little bit they don't stand out quite so much as I'd like. I'd like just a little bit more emphasis on one of them. The tropical or the stone fruit, just to punch them out. They're very, very even on the playing field. Then we come to the body, and it's decent. It is decent. The standout thing with this beer, excusez-moi, is it's a medium weight, lovely soft mouthfeel, but the carbonation is perfect. If it was any more, it would kill it. If it was any less, it would be flat. Well, it wouldn't be flat, but it would be too flat. It would be missing the carbonation. It is perfect for the style. It allows the whole flavour profile just to dance nicely across your tongue. It is, for lack of a better word, perfect. I'm going to give it the full point. And the taste, we all know I love bitter, hoppy beers. And for those who don't, I love bitter, hoppy beers. This is pithy bitterness personified. It is the epitome of it. You've got hops. They're not massive, but they are prominent in the beer. It is really, really good. If you like your pithy resin and you like a little bit of tropical flavour underneath that, then you will love this beer, much as I do. I'm going to give it a full point. And the finish. It said right here in black and pink that you've got a piney finish with resinous bitterness. Right there. We can't see it because my lighting setup is awful tonight. I've mislabeled things. Misplaced. Yeah, piney finish with resinous bitterness. I get a little bit of pine. I don't get massive amounts, and I want more of that. If it promises it, I want more of it. It is, however, pleasantly bitter, but it's a pithy, grapefruity type bitterness, a citrus bitterness. Not as resinous as I had hoped. Not a disappointing finish, don't get me wrong. It is really very good. It just doesn't deliver all the promises on the can. And on that basis, I have to give it a 0.75, which means it's got 4.5 out of 5 on ye old Untapped scoreboard of joy from me. So there we go. It is a decent, tasty beer, even if it doesn't deliver on all of the promises that it says on the can. Yeah, if you haven't tried it, definitely do. I think I got this one in Morrison's. It's about £3, £3.50 a can, something like that. It's definitely worth tracking down if you like them bitter and a little bit of the West Coast kind of vibe going on. And Hugh Kelly, that's one for you. I know you'd enjoy it if you haven't already. So, ladies and gents, boys and girls, and Hugh in Poland, I hope you're enjoying yourself over there, by the way, chap. We're going to say, that's been the beer. I've been Nick. Those there are the buttons. You know exactly what to do with them by now. You've got like, comment, dislike, and subscribe. Choose any combination of them as you wish. And definitely let me know in the comment section what you think of it if you've tried it. And I'll see you again soon for another video. Bye.